Good morning. So today in this session, we are going to discuss about the database users and the administrators. So you can join in my Telegram link t.me for slash Bhargavi CS. You can watch my YouTube channel Programming at Bhargavi. Now first we see who are the database users. So database users are nothing but what who are going to use the database are called as database users. Okay. Now we have different kinds of database users. I'll tell you a simple example. We are using Gmail. So daily I'm taking the example of Gmail only. Why? Because it's a everybody known term, right? So you consider Gmail or Facebook or any particular RTC app, IRCTC app, in TDD app, any app you consider. So what you are doing, you are able to register your names there. Yes or no? And you can give passwords, some security questions, some captures, whatever the information you entered. So that will be taken by whom? That will be taken by the client application, and that will be sent it to particular server, whatever the server you use. If you use Gmail, so Google server. If you use TTD, TTD server. IRCTC, railway app, so it will use by that server. That means indirectly, whenever you are using any app, we are using the database. Yes or no? So that is the one of the user of the database. Clear? So not only that, whenever you are going to develop a database, that also called as what? User of a database. If you use also database user, we call it as, if you develop also, we call it as a database user. Clear? Now here we have some of the database users. Now we'll see one by one. Now first, database users are the one who really use and take the benefits of the database. For using the database and he uses the benefits of the database is called as the database users. Now first we have application programmers. So who are the programmers? Programmers are nothing but who are going to develop a program. For example, I want to write a program. I want to display names of the employees. I want to display names of the employees. To write this in a format, we use any of the programming language. That means you go with C, or you go with C++, or you go with Java. That means to display the employee names of a particular organization, we can use any one of the language to write a program. So what the program? I want to display username. I want to display employee salary. I want to display employee name, employee ID, employee designation. So everything I want to display in a format. So in order to display a format, we go with any one of the language. So what we need in our programming language, either C, C++ or Java or any other language, we have to include the DML queries. So that means what? Here I should get employee name. Here I should get employee designation. Next I want to get employee salary. So to design this thing as it is, we are using programming language. So in here name, so here I should get name. Designation, I should get designation. Salary, I should get salary. From where you'll get these details? These details are registered in the database. So our program of C or Java or C++ should communicate with the database, right? So we are communicating with the database is nothing but what? We are using the database. So this we call it as the application programmers. Clear? So application programmers develop the programs to get the details of a particular employees so that they write the C programs. So in that, to get the details of the employee from the database, we are including the DML queries. Clear? So these DML queries are written in the application programs like C, C++ and Java. Clear? So these are called as application programmers. Next, we have sophisticated users. Sophisticated users are nothing but they are the database developers. Now, how to develop the database? First, we have to create the database. Then we have to create the table in that. We have to write the column names. We have to enter the data. Yes, we have to enter the data. Yes. Now, this is the employee details. Now, we have employee name, right? Employee designation, like consider salary. Now who is creating this database? Who is creating the database? Who is creating the table? Who is entering the name, like and designation as what we say manager? So from salaries from 10K. So who is writing all this? All these are created by the database developers. So these database developers are using the database, so these are called as sophisticated users. Clear? So they are the database developers who write the SQL queries to select, insert, delete, update the data. They do not use any application or programs to request the database. So they are the database developers. Directly they can communicate with the database. No need of writing of any application. But whereas the application programmers, so they are the application developers. So they have to interact with the database. So they need a platform, that is DML queries. But these are the sophisticated users are the database developers. So they no need to communicate with any other applications. Directly they can interact with the database. Clear? They directly interact with the database by means of query language like SQL. So SQL is nothing but structured query language. So with the help of this language only, we can communicate with the database by writing some queries with the database languages. So we'll come to know what is that in the next chapter. So these users will be scientists, engineers, analysts who thoroughly study the SQL and DBMS to apply the concepts in their requirement. In short, we can say that this category designers and developers of the DBMS and SQL. So if you want to make the database development, you should be a brilliant, like a scientist, like an engineer, like an analyst. Clear? So these are the called as sophisticated users. Next, we have specialized users. So, what are the specialized users? These are also called as sophisticated users only. Specialized users are also sophisticated users only, but they develop the complex data programs. So, sophisticated users develop a small databases, whereas specialized users use complex programs, complex data wherever you have. There, the specialized users will be there. So they write special database application programs. They are the developers who develop the complex programs to the requirement. If your requirements are very complex, so the specialized users will be called and they will be helpful to the database development. Next, we have standalone users. Standalone users are nothing but standalone system means what? Personal computer at our homes. That means what? The personal computer means what? Only one people can access that at our homes. If I need, I can only use it. Yes or no? So, in similar manner, standalone users are nothing but when we discussed about the database architecture, we have one type architecture. So in one type architecture, what they do, in the one system, user will be there at the same location, database also will be there. So this is the user, this is the database. So this user, they can directly communicate with the database. So this type of users are called as standalone users. Clear? So these users will have standalone database for their personal use. So these kinds of database will have ready-made database packages which will have menus and graphical interfaces. So there will be a graphical application, so that with that application they directly communicate with the database. Clear? Next, we have native users. So native users are nothing but, in the first only I told you, we are using a library system. For example, consider we have library system, ticket booking systems and ATMs, etc., which existing application, and the users use them to interact with the database to fulfill their requirements. So native users are nothing but common users. Indirectly, we are going to use the database, but not direct interaction is there. Indirectly, we are making a use of a particular application database. So we are called as native users. Clear? So these are the different kinds of database users. So what are those? Application programmers, sophisticated users, specialized users, standalone users, and native users. So these are the database users. Clear? Next we see database administrator. So database administrator means what? Normally what is meant by admin? Admin is nothing but a imported person to access the particular group. Yes or no? So here database administrator also very important role in the database environment. So that means what? He is a person to deal complete details with the database only. He only take care of the database. Only things which are related to the database will be done by the DBA. So database administrator, in shortly we call it as the DBA, database administrator. So for every organization there is a database administrator who only check, he the person to check all the things which are related to database. So he has playing a main role. So first we'll see what are the different kinds of roles of the database administration. The first one is installing and upgrading the DBMS server. So the first responsibility is what? DBA is responsible for installing a new DBMS server for the new projects. So what is mean by a project? Whatever the app we develop, that we call it as a project. Clear? Directly we say that if app you are developing, that we call it as a project. So in order to develop any app, how many different kinds of number of peoples are required? So all they together will perform the task and they make a project. Clear? Now, whenever a new project is needed, that is developed and have to install in a user system, so that is a responsibility of DBA. The next responsibility is design and implementation. Designing is nothing but what? In the last sessions we discussed about the database design. So there what we did, we developed a database for a hospital. So what are the requirements are there? Patients, right? Doctors, administration, medicine, medical. So all these requirements are specified by whom? Hospital management, hospital user, hospital owner said that all these are the requirements. So by considering all these requirements, database administrator will take all these details and has to design the database and has to implement the database. That means in order to create it, how to create the database, how to write the table, what are the conditions are there, everything to be taken care by the database administrator. So designing the database and implementing is also DBA's responsibility. He should be able to decide proper memory management, file organization, error handling, log maintenance, etc. for the database. That is nothing but what? What are the files to be used? How much memory is required for the patient table? How much memory is required for the doctor table? How much data is there? Everything will be taken care in the design and implementation. And the next responsibility of the DBA is performance tuning. So what is mean by tuning? Speed, right? So since the database is huge and it will have lots of tables and data constraints, constraint is nothing but a condition, and indices, there will be variation in the performance from time to time. That means what? For example, a database we created of hospital database, it is a new database for the hospital. So there are 100 patient details. So in this case, the data can be accessed very fastly. If you insert the data or if you retrieve any patient details or if you update any patient details, the database will give work with a fast speed. But if you have the database contains of this many of records, what will happen? The performance of the database system will be low. So we should not, the performance of the system will be less. We should take the responsibility of that. Database administrator will take the responsibility that the performance of the database always will be high only. He should not vary the speed of the database. It is the responsibility of DBA. Next we have migrate the database servers, right? So we have different kinds of database servers like Oracle, SQL Server, Netza. Not only this, we have many types of database servers. Now, currently, I'm using in our SSR college, we are working with Oracle server. Consider. Now, I want to change it to SQL server or Netza. That is the responsibility of DBA only. Migration is nothing but what? Now we say when you can change from one university to another university, we have a migration certificate. So that means what? You're transferring from one university to another university. In similar manner, when you transfer from one server to another server, DBA plays the main role. How to migrate, what are the terms and conditions are there to the servers. So everything will be taken care by the DBA. Next we have backup and recovery. Proper backup and recovery programs need to be developed by DBA and has to be maintained by him. So for example, we have thousands of records in our system. Now system got crashed. So what will happen? Whatever the previous records you have, that will be lost. So if it is of personal system, no matter if the data is lost. For example, if it is of a bank or if it is of a college or if it is of a hospital, think that how much of imported data will be there. If the data will lost, what will happen? They may get confused. How much, for example, case consider college. So previously a student fees, how much of amount of fee paid. Now he has to pay how much. If the data is crashed, previous data. So do we have any idea how much of the student should pay the fee? Don't know. So whenever a system is having a problem, so database administrator have to take care about the backup and recovery. So how we can backup? After 10 to 20 days, whatever the data is there, that he has to be copied to another place. Again after 10 to 20 days, again copy data to some other location, so that if the data in the system is crashed, you can get that from the previous locations. So that thing can be done by the DBA with the help of some programs. So data objects should be backed up regularly so that if there is any crash, it should be recovered without much effect and data loss. Without losing of any data, if you recover and backup, that is the responsibility of the DBA. And the next responsibility of the DBA is security. So DBA is responsible for creating various database users and roles and giving them different levels of access rights. For nothing but consider college is there. So for college database, who is main responsible person? Principal sir is the main responsible person. So he has one password, say 1234, right? Now after the principal, who has responsibility taking? Administration department. So who is the administration department handling? He has some other password like 1456, something like that. Next, administration. After administration, staff have some password, some star, question mark, like that. Then after students, that means only he is the person to handle the request of the security. That means he is a DBA. He only gives the passwords to down level employers so that they can access only few part. Principal sir can watch all the things of our college, yes or no? But administration only few things. Staff only few things. Students only few things. So student can see only student data, but staff can see staff details, student details. Administration can see staff details and student details, but principal sir can see administration details, staff details along with the student details also. That means different kinds of levels of passwords can be given by the DBA for a particular organization database so that they can provide the security. And the last and most important the thing is documentation. So DBA should be properly document all his activities so that if he quits or any DBA comes in, he should be able to understand the database without any effort. For example, so our database is maintained by some XYZ DBA. So this DBA quitting from our college. So what will happen? Who will take care? A new DBA will come to our college. Okay. Now the previous DBA, this XYZ person, he has to maintain all the records on a paper. What is happening to the database, what kind of modifications we did, how much of data is there, what type of technologies we are using. So day to day, whatever the changes are done by this person to the database, all to be documented on a paper. So that what will happen if a new DBA comes, he watch all these specifications of the previous DBA documentation. By seeing that, he can join to the database very easily without doing any efforts. For example, previous notes is there. So by watching the previous notes, what you can understand, you can easily understand. I am telling the class, if you are reading previous class notes, previous year students notes, what will happen, the all the details will be understood very easily. So if a new DBA comes, he should be able to understand the database without any effort, without any confusion. Whatever the modifications are there to the previous database, how much amount of data is there, so what are the different kinds of levels of security, everything will be noted. So by seeing that note, we can easily understand about a particular database. So these are the main roles of the DBA. So what are the roles? First one is installing and upgrading, design and implementation, performance tuning, migrating the database servers, backup and recovery, security and documentation. So all these are the different roles of the DBA.